Hello everyone, thanks for watching this short video focusing on the new Client Collaborator, which is a tool to converse with your clients in the cloud as the accountant regarding transactions. You connect to your client and the conversation is passed back and forth on Intuit servers. I have my version of my client's file, the client has their version of their file. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at that right now in product. Get out of the PowerPoint here, and I'm in the QuickBooks Accountant Plus 2014. You do need the Plus version of QuickBooks Accountant 2014 in order to start or initiate the conversation with your client, and the client also needs to be on QuickBooks 2014. It supports bill, check, and credit card charge for right now. So I'm going to go into the Vendor Center and bring up this Staples credit card charge for $2,000. Probably has to do with a computer, perhaps. So you can either click the Ask Client icon in the upper right, or under the Accountant menu, click on Ask Client About Transaction. The transaction conversation comes up. For this particular transaction, shows the date, the type, if you have a reference number, the name, and the amount. I'm going to ask, what was this purchase for? And go ahead and add it to the conversation list and go ahead and close that. And now I'm also going to look at another transaction. I believe there's a check there for a rather large amount. Just check that out. So again, I go ahead and ask client about the transaction, or this time I'll go ahead and click on the little Ask Client icon on the upper right. So what was this charge purchase for? Go ahead and add, and this time I'm going to add and open the conversation list itself. So here I'm in the tracking conversations list where they're my questions. I do not yet have answers from the client, but I'm going to go ahead and notify the client, and then they'll go in their QuickBooks Pro 2014 and answer it. We'll take a look at that, but you'll find this information, view conversation list under the accountant menu as well, right in about the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and click notify client. And the notification has been sent to the client, and we'll close out of here. And I'm also going to go into the client's perspective. So at the client location, they got an email from the accountant. Essentially says, I have a few questions for you about some transactions in your company file. Would you please respond to them? Now notice there's no link to click in here. They just go to the company menu, view conversation list, and respond there. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm in my client's QuickBooks Pro here. Go to the company menu, view conversation list. And here's that same window we saw on the accountant side. A client sees it as well. What was the purchase for? I'm going to choose this one was for a new laptop. And then what was this purchase for? The check from ABC vendor. This was a big party we had. And the client will add the message to the conversation list by clicking the arrow on the right to each answer. It gets added there. And then this one as well. And now I'm going to go ahead and notify the accountant of my answers. Just click notify accountant. Email's been sent, and then we'll resolve it by going over to the accountant side, and it just goes back and forth like this. Again, it's not meant to be instant messaging. That's not what I mean. I just happen to be doing it really fast, but the accountant's going to get it, the next morning or later, take a look at it when they're done with another file or the other work they're doing and see the answers, and then let's go ahead and code the transactions. Okay, continue on with the story. The accountant, gets an email from the client, and it just says, I have questions for you about some transactions in the company file. So it's the same language going back and forth, but essentially I just go to the accountant menu, view conversation list. So that's just how we're doing it. Let's go ahead in my QuickBooks file here, accountant, view conversation list. And now as the accountant, I can see my client's answers. So the purchase for a new laptop, and then there was a big party they had. So now when I go into my QuickBooks, I can actually make the appropriate codings to both the check, meals and entertainment, okay, and maybe put in a memo here for party so we know what it was for. And then of course, then in my credit card charge, I can go ahead and choose the appropriate fixed asset account if it is a fixed asset. So either way, I'm able to converse with my clients at the transaction level using the new Client Collaborator. Hope that was helpful.